is we have three wonderful judges who have given their time, and I think I should stand over here. Maybe that's better. To help give some constructive criticism. There will be no negativity today. This is all positive learning experience. And in fact, the three judges have even said they might learn something too. So we are going to discuss patterns today. And what's really fun about how I set up these clinics is that we have the judges here today to tell us what they look for in patterns, the good, the bad, and the ugly, okay? What they like to see, what they don't like to see, you know, even something as simple as touching your horse, right? We all need to know how they feel about things like that. So the next clinic in April is also going to be on patterns. And the fun thing about that clinic is I'm going to have all of your coaches, and I'm going to teach your coaches how to teach you guys how to do a pattern. And then you guys are going to come in the afternoon and ride your horses, and your coaches are going to teach you, okay? Because teaching patterns and riding patterns is completely different than just looking at them on a page, isn't it? How many of you can get confused just looking at a pattern on a page? Lance, I love it. We have a dad in the back who's confused all the time, but we love him.
Sometimes I have to take my pattern and I'll look at it, and I've even done it. I issued it, and I go, oh, I better look at it before I set my cone.
Absolutely, because it does matter. And every time I set a cone, I'm like, I have to hold it how the arena is in order to be able to do it.
And if you don't, somebody on the rail will tell you.
They will.
They will. Some loudmouth like me. Hey, Terry!
What are you thinking?
Fix that! I'm not sending my rider in. So we are going to start with showmanship. If you guys want to look at the pattern, I have it. And we're going to do 2 showmanship patterns, and how we're going to do it is you guys are going to run through cold turkey, all right? And then we're going to hear from the judges. So let me introduce the judges a minute because they're wonderful ladies. We have Kay Higley, Terry Delbridge, and Kim Rutledge. And I think you guys probably recognize all 3 of them. They've all judged you in the past. So we're going to hear from each of them individually. So we're going to have you run your pattern, and then each of them are going to give comments, and then we're going to have you run it again. Sound good? Now I want you auditors, fancy name for audience, to be very active today too, okay? If you have a question, I want you to ask it, all right? Even if you're too shy to ask, you can come whisper in my ear and I can ask for you, okay? Does that sound good? There are snacks. There's coffee, there's hot chocolate. You might want to say, Laura, stop the coffee because I'm probably going to be going back and forth and getting a bunch and you're going to be like peeling me off the ceiling, but that's okay. So help yourself. We're going to try to be done at noon. We might run over. If you have to leave, we understand. So yeah, let's get this show on the road. Hey, Lenora, where are you? Where is she?
Can I make one comment?
Absolutely.
The thing that I look for the most in showmanship is I want you to be proud of your horse and what you have taught them. So I want you to come in here and show me that you have the best horse out there.
Amen. Do you want to be the show steward? The race steward? You're really good at it.
Yes, she is.
I practiced for years.
Mrs. Blood, everybody knows Mrs. Blood as being the most fabulous ring steward possible. So I'm going to have her be the judge, quote unquote, for standing for showmanship, okay? And that way, if you as auditors have questions, I can be out there fielding them, and then I can pop over and ask for you, okay? We're going to start with this one.
I know.
Okay. And they just wanted them to
They're
bring
going
it
to
to them.
She's going to end up down.
In pounds of battery.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine, it's gonna be a little tight,
Yeah.
but
I
Gotta
can
go
move
back
that.
8 more, 8 more.
maybe we should,
Oh,
we're gonna move, yeah, move that down.
up a little bit more.
I understood what you said. You speak like I do.
Otherwise, we're gonna have a
Yeah.
branch right there.
Far enough?
Yeah.
Yes.
Two and around A, walk from A to even with the judge. I will be standing down there. Even with the judge, you stop, you're performing a 90-degree turn, you're gonna trot to me, stop and set up for inspection. When dismissed, perform a 270 and exit to the wall. Any questions? Judge, any?
No, you're good.
I think we're good.
Everybody good?
All right, first one up. Whoever, come on, first one up.
Montana!
Let me do it.
Come on, let's go, guys. We gotta get this clinic going. Somebody's gotta go first. Ah, thank you. Remember, you're showing. Whoever is next can start getting set up, okay? Even though we've got some time, right? Okay, you wanna come over here and listen to your feedback?
I think this would be a good time to do it.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Since it's fresh in our head.
Yeah.
I want to, let you know that was a very nice pattern. It was very nice, it was very smooth. She was with her horse. They were on the same, basically wavelength through her whole pattern. It was very impressive. What I would like to say is when you did your 90 down here, when your transactions were good, when you did your 90, make sure you gave a little bit of a look where that judge was, so you brought him a little bit more forward, so that when you did do your 90, you were lined up. You could do a complete 90. You were a little shy of the 90. That's kind of a pet peeve with me. But by where I'm sitting, your lines looked like they were good, other than you were a little short on that end. When you got him down here to a set, he sets extremely well, so I was only gonna take you a half a second to get him perfect. I would prefer you took that half a second and finished it because he would have done it. And your 270 was good, and your walk off was fine. It was a very nice pattern, just a couple little critiques, but really good job.
I thought your pattern was very smooth and, like Tim said, you just are in tune with the horse, and what I see from what you do is a whole lot of practice. I am a firm believer that anyone can perform a pattern as well as you did with practice, and it's obvious to me that you have practiced a lot. And this is being really picky because I thought you did an excellent job. I would have liked, because you're so good with your horse, I would have liked to have seen you a little tighter around A, and that's being really picky. Good job.
I agree with both Tim and Terry. I like how you went around the tone and the slow down to the walk. That was a nice transition. Your 90-degree was a nice turn for me. You lined up the horse's hip with the judge, which is one of my things, is when you're doing showmanship, a lot of kids, when they do a pattern like this, they don't line that horse's hip off.
Did everybody hear that?
Did you hear
That's
that?
very, very important.
Yeah.
You know what she means.
Yep, so you're lining, so you're it's kind of spatial awareness, knowing where your horse's hip is, especially when you're doing a maneuver like this, lining that horse's hip up, because that sets you up for a straight line when you go straight to the judge. And also I've seen it a lot, especially at MIHA shows, where a lot of kids, they don't get those straight lines, and that's one of my biggest pet peeves is just seeing something like that, not getting your horse's hip lined up.
It's mine too. I'm a big line person.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
And that's what showmanship is.
and
right?
it is.
Right, right. Like they said, it was a very nice pattern. I did see, we were a little bit late, like when she went around the horse on switching over side. That's probably the only thing that I would say.
Okay.
But.
Thank you. Good job.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Beautiful. And I did, the one thing I saw this time is he wasn't quite as sharp with you. He didn't trot off with you, right?
My fault, I was overthinking it.
You fixed everything that we told you, but he didn't step off as nicely as he did.
Okay.
He was
Great job.
He was
Thank you.
figuring that you already did it once.
He's like, wait,
Did this, leave me alone. Excellent job.
Good job.
Thank you.
You're going
Really
first.
Okay, go for it. Thank you. Complete your pattern. Okay.
thank you.
Okay, you're doing a very nice job with him. You're doing a real good job. What I would like to see, I can tell you, have you just kind of been doing this a couple years or longer, or?
Less, actually.
Less than that, okay, well, good, that's good, you're doing a good job. What I would like to see, and I know this is a little nerve-wracking, but when you bring him out to where you're getting ready to start your pattern, make sure he's nice and straight, so that when you take off on that trot or walk or whatever your first maneuver is gonna be, you're zoned in on it, and it's gonna be straight right from the get-go, okay? I liked how you utilized, the area going around the cone. I'd like you to see you just a little bit tighter up on top, and try with your posture to, keep your elbows a little stiller, your arms a little more still, but that's all gonna come with practice. So that, you know, it's not, you can't perfect it in overnight. It comes with years, and you're doing good. After you come around cone A, I would have liked to see you just trot off just a little bit further. He came down to a good walk transition. I thought your 90 was good. Your trot to your judge was fine. Again, I'd just like to see you a little bit tighter in your posture, okay? His set was nice. And again, back to the same thing, we just gotta tighten up. Tighten up a little more, do a little more practicing. But overall, it was decent pattern, like you said, for as short a time as you've been doing it. I think you did a fine job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go.
I was really impressed with how well your pattern went, because this moving around stuff makes me crazy. And he needs to be more disciplined to just pay attention to you, because when you started doing the pattern, you were up here when I thought you were gonna be down here. You did a really great job with your pattern. Like she said, just tightening up some stuff, but he needs to pay more attention to you, because you can tell he can't.
You can.
Yeah.
Like, you guys have a good relationship, but you're allowing him to, like, right now I can't see you because his head is in the way. And I know you're nervous and you lack confidence a little bit.
And we'll never have gum in show.
Don't chew gum.
Ever.
Don't chew gum.
Did you guys hear that? Never.
Never.
In fact, I'm just gonna fix this right now.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, I thought you stuck it on his head.
Yeah.
What did you put it on his head for? But you didn't.
I just patted him because,
Okay.
you know,
You
he
just
was there and he's a horse.
Tiny bit more confidence. And he, it's
Yeah, I would have liked to. I would have liked to see like your elbows like down at your sides and see a little bit more contact by your horse's, by the snap on the lead rope, because it was down here a little bit, and I think you didn't get as much contact as you probably could have with him. But I mean, considering that you've only been doing this for a little while, I think you're headed in the right direction. And I want you to keep practicing, because that's where everybody starts. You know, everybody starts doing 90s, and then they build up to 180s, and then 270s, and 360s, and before you know it, you're up to 450s. So don't let anything that any of us say deter you from keep going, because that's exactly how we all started, is just doing little things at a time. Maybe it's just practicing on pivots. Maybe it's just practicing getting your horse to stand in one spot. Maybe it's getting him to back up. Just working on one element at a time and perfecting that is way better than somebody who tries to rush through things or just tries to go really fast. I would rather see a really good quality maneuver versus somebody who's trying to push through it. So that's my only.
And if you, I think you could be a little more aggressive with your hand, and so I would expect you, like, if he's bad and he doesn't stand, I would ask you to get after him just a little bit, not tough.
Yep.
Just look, we're doing this.
Yeah, just so he realizes we're gonna stop this pushing around now. Yep, we're all done. But you're
Great
doing
job.
a really good job.
If you haven't been doing this very long, you're doing great.
You're doing great.
You got all the parts.
Yep.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You may complete your pattern.
Thank you.
That went from a 5 to an 8.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Yeah,
Good
that's
for you.
270.
See, you can handle it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Can you
Nice
see
job.
her in the middle of the summer?
Oh, she's gonna be great.